Right, so we're going to be learning how to use word processing today, specifically Microsoft Word. If I say something too fast, feel free to pause it and rewind back. That's the really neat thing about watching how-to videos. So we're going to be using Microsoft Word to learn basic word processing basic word processing. And so to do that, you're going to get into your word processing program. In our case, it's Microsoft Word. So you're going to click the Windows button in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. And when you click this button, you're going to get some menu options. You're going to choose Microsoft Word from the Quick Launch. If you don't have Microsoft Word show up there, you're going to have to go to All Programs and find it in here. But thankfully, we have it. So you just click Microsoft Word. And this is what a blank Word document looks like. Now, Microsoft uses something they call ribbons. I don't think it looks like a ribbon. I call them tabs. But across the top, there's different ribbons. You've got the File, the Home. I'm going to call it Tab. The Home tab, Insert, Page Layout, References, Mailing, Review, and View. This is an introductory course. We will not be getting into every single feature of Microsoft Word. There's too many of them. So we'll do a sampling of things for each tab. If you're not sure what something does in Microsoft Word, or any Microsoft program for that matter, if you just hover your mouse over it, it will come up with a little bubble and it'll tell you, oh, that button is the center button. That button is for underlining. And so if you don't have to click it, you just put your mouse over it, it will tell you what it does. So it's pretty user-friendly in that aspect, that if you're clueless and you don't know anything, you can just run your mouse over it and it'll explain it for you. Most of the stuff that we're going to be doing will be under the Home tab. And the first thing I guess I want to talk about is how to choose your font. If you click right here where it says Calibri Body, this is the main default that Microsoft Word uses. That's the font. It's a plain font. You can see it's got a plain writing there. If you click on this down arrow though, you have all of these choices to choose from. And the way it's written on here is the way it's going to show up. So if I choose this one, I'm going to have a very, very difficult, hard time to read cursive writing. Whereas if I choose this one, it's a bold, plain font that's probably not going to be difficult to read. So you just pick whichever font it is you want. Then you can choose the size. Now, when most teachers give you assignments to write essays or whatever, they're going to probably tell you what size font to use. They're going to say use either a size 12 or a size 14. Now, you'll want to use like a 20-something or a 30 or a 40-something. Why would you want to use that? It's bigger. If I do a size 48 font, I don't have to do nearly as much work, right? I get why you want to use a size 48 font, but most of your teachers are not going to let you. And plus, it looks like a kindergartner did it if you use like a size 48 font. So keep it to a nice, respectable size 12 or 14 when you're doing essays, reports or whatever. So that's where you control the size. We'll do that a lot. You can change the color of the font. We only have a black and white printer, so it's kind of futile to do that in here because it's just going to print out in a shade of gray. So, you don't have to worry about doing that. Bold, italicized, underline, we'll use that. This is where you control where the cursor is, centering it, left align, right align. There's all kinds of different things that you can do, and as we proceed through this section of the class, you'll learn some different ones. Under Insert, we'll be inserting pictures and clip art quite a bit. Page Layout, we'll be changing the orientation. The way it is by default, meaning when you turn it on, is where when you print it out, the page is long ways. That's called a portrait layout, but you can change it to where the stuff prints sideways. This is really handy if you're making like a sign or something like that, and you want it to be landscape. And then we'll also edit the margins a lot to teach you so that you can either fit more or less onto a page, and we'll talk about that as we get there. And then we won't do a lot in references or mailing. Review is where you can use spell check. So that's the tabs that go across the top, and if you don't know what something is, just remember hover your mouse over it. Then, so I guess on the instructions of what we're going to do, I'll just go down and we'll go through them. Make sure you follow the instructions that I give you in the order that I give it to you, or you're going to be lost. So do number 1, then do number 2, and so on and so forth. Number 1 says create a cover page with your name written in word art. the title notes written in word art, and insert a clip art of your choice. So here is an example of what you're going to create. I know you can't see it at home, but we're going to make one of those. So here we go. The first thing, put your name in word art. Word art is a really cool way of writing stuff. You go to insert, and then you choose word art. And look at all of the ways that those letters are written. You can even change the colors and the shade of the shadow and all of that kind of stuff if you want to, okay? But you could just simply pick the style that you like, since again it's just a black and white printer. Then all you have to do is type your name, okay? Then if you want to change like the shape fill or whatever, you could. You don't have to. You could change the color of the actual writing if you want. Instead of red, it could be, whatever color. But again, it's a black and white printer. So if you want to rotate the word art, that's what this little green dot does. If you don't like a plain font, you'd rather have a different style of font, you just go to the home button, and instead of Calibri, you can pick whatever, and it'll change it. Okay? And then the size too. This is a cover page, so you could make that a 72, or you don't have to be stuck at 72. If you want it to be a size 150 font, you just click up there, you type in 150, you hit enter, and now it's a size 150. Now obviously that doesn't work because it's cutting my name off, but you get the gist. I'll make it 80. Oh, I don't have it highlighted. It helps when you highlight. Notice it did nothing. That's because I didn't have it highlighted. So instead of 150, we'll go 80. There. Okay? So that's word art. Say I spent a whole bunch of time, like 15 minutes, making this perfect the way I want it. And then I look at the instructions and I've got to have the word notes on there too. I want notes to match, right? Do I want to spend another 15 minutes doing what I just did? The answer is no, because I don't want to waste that much time. So what you can do is right click on it and choose copy and then paste. I think that looks pretty cool, but that's not what I'm looking for. You could double it like that. I'm going to drag this down and change this from Mrs. Parker, come here, I hit the wrong button, okay, to notes. Now I didn't have to spend 15 minutes making that look the way I wanted it to. And if you want to rotate it again, you just, whatever. Okay? So that's how you do word art. Questions about word art? Okay? The next thing I want to show you how to do is put in some clip art. Now the clip art that we're getting is located within the program of Microsoft Word, or Office, Microsoft Office. So, I want my clip art down here, so I'm going to double click right there to get it there. And then I'm going to go to Insert and Clip Art. And then you get this little side menu to come up. What do we want to look for? Give me a subject.
Deer.
He wants a deer. And then I have all these different deer pictures that I can choose from, and I'll go random. I'll pick this one. And sometimes they come in really huge. Don't waste my ink. Please, please, please don't make your pictures big. Keep them at a nice, respectable size. At home, if you want that picture to be full page, fine. By the way, when you resize the pictures, make sure that you use the corners instead of using the bottom or the top or the sides, because when you do that, now he looks like a pancake. Okay? So don't resize using the sides or the bottom. Instead, grab any corner. It doesn't matter which corner. Now, to move the picture around, look, I'm trying to drag this picture and it's like giving me problems. You format the picture. You go to Format and Wrap Text, and then usually Type will work, but I've noticed on this particular assignment it won't. So I'm going to choose Through, and now I can just drag it wherever I want it and it's not giving me problems. Okay? Questions on how to do clip art. Let's now go to page borders. To get a page border, you go to Page Layout, and then you choose Page Border. Now, you have these lines that you can choose from, and they're just basic, okay? Or you can go down here, which is really cool, and I don't care which one of them you do. And you have all of these different styles of borders that you can choose from. Like right now, you can see apples, cupcakes, cake, I think that's candy corn. But if I scroll down, you can see a whole lot of more options. Tons and tons and tons and tons of options. So you pick the one that you like the best. I don't even know, what is that? I gotta pick something better than that. I'll do a flower. The number that is right here controls the size of the border. So the bigger the number, the bigger the border. So when I take it down smaller, you can tell, you can't even tell what that is. I'm looking right over here, by the way. So I don't know, I'll make it a 31, that's what it was. Click OK, and now I have a page border. Okay, so your cover page will have your name in WordArt, a clip art, the word notes also written in WordArt, and you can place this stuff wherever you want. I mean, it doesn't have to be any specific location. In fact, I'm trying to move this one and it's not letting me get my, I'm looking for the crosshairs. I had it just right there. Come on. There we go. Okay. And a page border. Does anybody have a question about how to create the cover page? All right, so what you will do at this stage of the game is you will hit File, and I hit it. It's just slow. We're experiencing technical difficulties. After you hit File, you're going to hit Print whenever it chooses to show up.
Why didn't you just press the print button at the top?
And then it will show you a print preview, and you will make sure that it looks the way you want it to look on your print preview before hitting print again. And that's how you're going to print it.